Apple is preparing to enter the XR industry in a big way. And if you want to know the latest information on that debut, the big game release for this week, what's up with the Quest's V40 update, my 2 bits on some of the smaller news stories, and the creators for this week's Spotlight, you're in the right place. Welcome, Virtual Dreamers. My name is Gregory, and this is your Virtual News. Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempestfall released on Quest 2 this past Thursday, May 19th. This is a good few months after the PC release, but seeing as that version had a mostly positive reception on Steam and is part of the Warhammer series, it may be worth checking out for any of you out there who enjoy melee combat or magical combat in VR. In other news, the Quest's V40 update started going out this week. Notably, it adds the ability to lock specific applications behind security options for all of us who don't want guests loading up Captain Hardcore or VR chat without our consent. A new audio accessibility option allows you to essentially disable the default spatialized audio of the Quest to better assist people who are hard of hearing. Messenger end-to-end encryption as an option has been added for anyone who uses Messenger in VR. Feel free to treat that with as much salt as you would take any of Facebook's other privacy claims. 3D Secure enabled credit cards will soon be available in the coming weeks, previously only usable via the mobile app, and more keyboards have been added to the list of trackable keyboards for the Quest, with the Logitech K375S and the Logitech MX keys joining the Logitech K830 and the Apple Magic Keyboard in the list of compatible keyboards now. Whole lot of Logitech in there, but I still find it odd that we have Apple Magic Keyboard support, despite the fact that Meta's software doesn't really work directly on Macs without having to load Windows instead. On the note of Apple and VR, it seems that Apple's long-awaited XR debut is having some difficulties. In a report by The Information, it seems that there have been some conflicts at the company itself regarding the direction that the headset should take, with initial designs intending to use an external compute unit that connected wirelessly to the headset to make sure that it was lightweight, though it seems the previous chief design officer, Johnny Ive, was opposed to this design. New designs now have a standalone approach with an M2 chip built right into the headset and 14 cameras on the headset for tracking the environment, the user's eyes, facial features, and a whole bunch of other things. A big differentiating feature here is supposedly the implementation of a screen on the front of the headset that allows onlookers to see the user's face through the headset. This itself seems to have caused some design issues as it necessitates awkward placements for the camera in order to get pass-through to work. Take this information with as many grains of salt as you can, of course, as Apple themselves aren't personally reporting this, and I doubt we'll really know anything until they're perfectly ready to debut it. Personally, I'd say it's not too surprising that Apple's having some struggles here, as they have this tendency to want their products to match their overarching philosophy of things that just are intuitive and simple and just work. The current bulky, complex, and often janky nature of VR and AR technology is not an easy thing to resolve, and if these reports are anything to go by, it seems Apple isn't pulling an iPhone revolution out of their hat for this next technological wave. Whatever the case, it seems it won't be much longer before we can judge that for ourselves. With that big story out of the way, let's move on to my 2 bits. Qualcomm showed a new version of their reference AR glasses utilizing their Snapdragon XR2 processor being directly integrated into the headset rather than the previous reference unit that had an external unit-based design. As per usual, the device is just a reference design meant only to be used by other companies that are interested in creating their own designs, so don't expect to be charging into the metaverse with a pair of these anytime soon. In other chip-related news, AMD just announced their plans for the Zen 4 Ryzen 7000 series of chips, showing that they're capable of reaching boost clocks of up to 5.5 gigahertz, which matches Intel's i9-12900KS in clock speed, while supposedly offering a 15% boost in single-threaded performance. All of this while also coming in tandem with all the new processors having integrated RDNA 2 graphics by default, essentially bringing feature parity with Intel's processors, which have had iGPUs for over a decade now. All in all, I'd say it's looking like we're looking at another wonderful year of AMD keeping the competition in the CPU market. All right, everybody, it's time for this week's Virtual Dreamer Spotlight. The smaller creator I'd like to bring to your attention this week is Mac in VR. Their channel primarily revolves around the coverage of VR games and news. Their content is snappy, quick to the point, and great overall, with a nice sense of humor even. So I'd say if you like this channel's own content type, I think you should be checking them out as well. As for the larger content creator, Per the suggestion of Cyborg Jiro, I'd like to spotlight a wolf in VR. Their content is primarily playthroughs of various VR games. In particular, I watched their Walking Dead Saints and Sinners videos and enjoyed their kind of chill energy that still somehow manages to weave in a good bit of humor into it. Their videos are very well paced too, so if you're not careful, the time will just fly by before you know it. I'll have both Mac in VR and a Wolf in VR's channels linked down below in the description, so check them out for sure. On the note of channels, I want to give you all a heads up on what to expect for the future of this channel, in the near future anyhow. For starters, I'm going to start making a change to the Virtual Dreamer Spotlight next week, so instead of just doing one small creator and one large creator every video, instead I'll be alternating between the two every week, since I find that the current format doesn't really leave me enough time to really go into any one creator sufficiently in my process, and I think just having one channel there would make things a lot more special. Other than that, I hope that you'll find some of the upgrades I've made to the overall production here to your liking. As for what you guys can expect in this week's new videos after this one, on Wednesday I'll be making a video on the Nerve Gear, kind of acting as a bit of a sequel or continuation to the older video I made, Nerve Gear, both near and far. And I'll also be doing a piece on some of the features I think that adult VR games should probably be looking at. Yeah, I'm actually being serious about that. Remember everybody, I release new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Till then, Virtual Dreamers, this has been Gregory, logging out.